So again, price does go to take profit. Take profit 11, 1915. We seen price March 1st, make this shooting star pattern, this even star pattern, yellow candlestick star, black candlestick. And then we see price, from 1950 all the way down to 1931. And we're still in an uptrend. We wasn't really in a downtrend yet, but we see that, this even star pattern let us know that we were in a downtrend. You could have actually rolled it from 1950 all the way down to 1930, got out the trade, and then got back in the trade as price went back up to 1947. And then, it breaks this trend line, boom. Once it breaks this trend line, 1937, it starts wicking, letting us know that, sellers are pushing price back down and rejects off of take profit 13, letting us know that, it doesn't want to go to take profit above take profit 13, and go to take profit 14, 1965. And, we could be heading back up to, 1974, where we were just at last week. We were just over here last week, February 24th. We was just here last week, February 24th, 2022 at 1974. We was just up here, and, it didn't do that, it rejected off of take profit 13, 1947, not once, but two, three, four times we see price rejecting off of take profit 13. Let us know that, price doesn't want to go above, take profit 13, and, as buyers already were in an uptrend, buyers were already in an uptrend from February 28th, 2022, all the way up to March 1st, 2022. We've been in an uptrend. You can see on the 4 hour, we're in an uptrend. You see this trend line, and we know we've been in an uptrend all the way up to March 1st, 2022, from February 28th, 2022, take profit 9. We've been in an uptrend, all the way up to March 1st, 2022, 1950. And then when we see what? We see sellers, pushing price back down below take profit 13 back into take profit 12, letting us know that, letting us know that, buyers are losing pressure and sellers are starting to, push price back down. And we see these wicks 1, 2, 3, 4 times. It wicks 4 times at take profit 13, our psychological level, 1945. It wicks 4 times at take profit 13. See one time, two, three, and then 4 times. The fourth time going into March 2nd, 2022, and we see our fourth wick, and then we see price. This is a wick right here. Letting us know that buyers trying to push price up, and then sellers push price back down, creating this wick, pushing price back down. Sellers push price back down from 1947, and we could have entered at 1944 and rolled it from C all the way back down to B. We could have rolled this back down to B, and of course, the price, continues, it can go all the way back down to A. 1900, 1901, right back to A. Take profit 10. So, I just wanted to keep y'all updated with that game. It did create this even star pattern, making what a lower low, and then we had to wait for price to make what a lower high, and made a lower high back up to 1947, and made a lower low from 1950 all the way down to 1930, and then made a lower high back up to 1947. And then we see sellers push price all the way back down from C. Could have entered at 1942 right at C, and rode this all the way back down to B. Take profit 11, 1915, and boom, we're out this trade. And that's what we could have did. And we see buyers trying to push price back up on a 4 hour, as we already went down to B. 1915, take profit 11, but price can definitely go back to A, take profit 10, 1900 during the New York session. And I'll let you know if that does happen. And just wanted to update y'all with this game. We could draw our Fibonacci as well. If we wanted to have our Fibonacci on here from 1948 all the way down to what, 27 extension. Boom, right down to right down to 27 extension. And we see what price go right back, right to all the way to 27 extension, right to B. Boom, 1913, and guess what? We're out this trade, and now price is what, pushing back up. It could push all the way back up to 0.5. It's at 0.382. It did push all the way up to 0.382 before, heading back down to 0, and then can go back down to 27 extension. If you already missed this trade, you can probably wait for price to head back up to 0.382. It might go all the way up to 0.5 or even 0.618. and then starting New York session around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, we can see price heading back down to 27 extension, 1913. Again, so just putting it all together, embrace this trend line. We have our Fibonacci on here. I showed you it made this even star pattern. We see a shooting star pattern, even star pattern, yellow candlestick star, black candlestick, and then what do we see? A black Marubozo candlestick on a 4 hour. Push all the way down to 27 extension, right down to B, 1913 before buyers came in and pushed price back up to 38.2. It retests. It won't just keep going lower and lower and lower. It has to retrace. It has to retrace back up to one of our Fibonacci levels, 0.382. It does, and now we can see price heading back down to zero in the 27 extension, but it can still head back up to zero point 0.5 one more time, and retrace back up to zero point 0.5 before New York session, going to back down to zero, and then 27 extension, 1913. So I just want to keep you updated with that game. Once price gets down to the 27 extension, 1913, boom, we can get out this trade. All right, gang. So that's what could happen, and I just want to keep you updated with that. And if you wanted to, you could ride this all the way down to 27 extension, take profit 10 right back down to A if you wanted to. And that would be, this, obviously this would be zero, and then 1913, and then if you was trying to day trade this, we don't know if price will get down here though, so what you could have did was just took profit once price got down to 27 extension, right down to B 1915, and then got out the trade, boom. Let price, as price push back up to 0.32, might push back up to 0.5, and then starting, once price gets up to 0.382, 0.5, you could have rolled this back down from 1933, 1930, 0.32, all the way back down to zero. You could have gotten for another entry, boom, right at 0.32, and you could have rolled this, right from 0.32. As price already went up to 0.32, it could go up even further. It could go all the way up to 0.5. 1934, 1935, before heading back down to, you could have gotten for a second entry. You could have rolled this, from 1945, the first entry, all the way down to 27 extension, 1912, 1913, boom, got the trade. And then, once price headed back up, because price has to retest back up to 0.32, it has to. It just won't go lower and lower and lower. It has to make a lower high. You see, it made a lower high back up to 0.32. It can make a lower high even 0.5. 1934, and we could have entered right here at 1931, as it already made a retracement back up to 0.382 Fibonacci. And now we can see price, going in New York sessions, 8 o'clock, heading back down to zero and 27 extension. So be mindful that it can still retrace back up to 0.5 or even 0.618 before heading back down to zero, and then 27 extension, 1913, 1915 area. All right, game. I just want to keep you updated with that game. Price did go down for the day. Now retracing back up to one of our Fibonacci levels. And before New York session, it will retrace back up after heading back down. It will retrace back up. You can see this wick right here. Pay attention to wicks. This wick lets us know that buyers push price back up. All the way back up to 0.382. In this 4 hour candlestick, we see it could still go back up to 0.5, as this is a 4 hour candlestick. It's going to take 4 hours, before price actually does go back down to 27 extension. We might see one more 4 hour candlestick pushing all the way down to 27 extension. And that 4 hour candlestick starts around 10 o'clock. As a sixth of, six right now is to create this 6 o'clock, create this next 4 hour candlestick, and then the next 4 hour candlestick is at 10 o'clock. So it probably will trace back up to 0.5 before then, and then go back down eventually to zero and then 27 extension. So you missed this move right now. Price is retracing back to one of our Fibonacci levels, and then eventually we'll go back down to 27 extension. All right, gang. I just want to keep you updated with that. All right, gang. You can see game price retracing back up to back up already, and it's eventually should go back down to take profit 15.